Hello everyone, Hector Mendoza again. Hey, I got a video here that I want to show you. So what I'm going to show you is how to draw a multi-story roof. Some people call it multi-level, dwelling. Um, so I'll be using Google Maps for my elevations and my roofs. So this is what I'll do. I will draw the property on one video, and on the second video, I will break it down for you. That way, if you want to learn how to do this, you don't have to go through this whole first part of it. So this is what I'm going to draw for y'all. It's a house like this. You see from here to here, you got uh, two stories, and then next to it you have one story. So this is what it's going to look like. It doesn't take long to do it. I'm not going to talk a lot, and but one thing I will tell y'all is that what I'm doing is I'm actually using I use a bunch of monitors. Okay, so while I'm going through this thing, I'm not going to talk too much, but you'll see me going in and first of all, I multitask. I'm always on Facebook accepting new um, I confirm new friends, and I mean I get like 4 or 5 a second now that I've started um, promoting myself. But what what I'll be doing is I'll have I got two 27-inch monitor, 19-inch monitor on one side. I'll I'm going to show you. You'll see me do some clipboards, and I'll be looking at this monitor so that when I draw this thing, I'll um, I'll do it accurately. I'll have Google Maps on one, and then this is right now. It's just how I had my monitor set up. So let me see. There's also this is what my office looks like. Everywhere I go, this is how I set up my office. No matter if I'm deployed or not, I don't get a room that will not support a 27-inch monitor, 27-inch monitor, 21-inch monitor. I got my 15-inch quad 2.4 gigahertz with SSD hard drive here and here. They're both, $2,000 laptops. You got to have something good if you want to, keep up with the pace. But anyway, so let me show you. Like I said, while I'm drawing this stuff, I will momentarily show you how I'm doing it, and then I'm going to slap it over to a different monitor. That way we can get this thing done real quick. Okay, so two ways of doing this, guys and gals. Sorry about that. I try not to use that word, guys, because there's, it's a female and male industry. So, y'all, how's that? Texas, y'all. Okay, so you know, so basically, have my two-story level here, right? And then I got the other section, which is a one-story, 8 feet tall. Then I got my roof on one side, and I have an underlayment that I, use for positioning. Then, and I'll explain what this pink thing is later. So then I got my third level, and I got that same underlayment. I'm going to show you how to duplicate that underlayment exactly on top of each other. Um, and that's what uh, that second level side roof looks like. Okay, and then altogether, this is what it looks like. So let's get down to it. Okay, so I'm going to delete everything. Okay, so I'm going to start from scratch. So let me save this and let me create a new project. So I'm not even going to name anything or whatever. Everything's going to be a default, and then I'll use when I get a sketch. You're going to have to pick the price list. I'm just going to use training. Okay, so this is how I start off. First, I go to Google Maps. Let me see if I have that up. I got a bunch of yeah, I got a bunch of different monitors going on here. So this is the property right here, right? So, you know, see, here, this is where the property is right there. So let me drive down here. Oops, the wrong one. Sorry about that. So if you drive down here, that's the property right there. Okay, so the way you do this, and I got a bunch of videos that so I'm not going to talk too much about this, but how to get to this. So you would go to Google Maps and you would put the address. Okay, so I know next door is 1513 Lone Star. I'll start from there because I don't know that particular address. So I know that property is, it sits right here. So it's 1524, right? Okay, so and you would, so actually you would just add that number right here. Look, 1524 in Google Maps, and then it would highlight it. Now the next thing you would do, uh, you'd click on this satellite, and then that give you the picture of that property. So I'm going to use this command to do a snippet. Okay, so the way I do it is I hit Shift, Windows, and then I hit S, and then you see all I got to do is left click, and then this little thing comes up. I'll click on it. Uh, it went into one of my other monitors, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to call this what was it? Let's say 1524, I think. Loan STARCT. Okay, whatever you want. It doesn't matter what you name it. Okay, now, so I don't need that no more. One thing you got to do is you got to get you got to get the measurements. You need one measurement to bring this in here, right? You can pick anywhere. I don't care if you go from here to here, from here to here. So what I try to do is I try to find a straight area. So let's say I'm gonna left click here, right? And then you see this thing where it says measurement distance. I'm gonna click there and then click here. And if you notice right here, it tells me what it is. 66.76, right? I can actually hit Control C. Now I'm gonna move this over to another monitor, okay? So now, and okay, so now I'm going to go in here, go to options. I'm going to go import underlay, and then so here's the image, right? I'm going to hit open. Now I'm going to make this bigger. I like to make it as big as I can, and I expanded it. All I'm going to do is left click here, and you either type it, or remember I copied it into my pasteboard, so all I got to do is hit Control V and then hit OK. Then down here at the bottom right hand corner, you're going to hit OK. Now this thing is crooked. I like to draw. I like to draw with this thing being straight. I can draw sideways, but I don't like doing it. So I click here. I go to see under Tools. You see this rotate? I'll go all the way to the bottom and hit ortho rotate. I align myself, like I do a left click, and then I align what I want it to align up, right? I'm going to release my left mouse, and then I'm going to click right there once, and it rotated it. So if I use my snap line, I can see that it's straight. You see, you just look at a couple of points, and it tells you straight. So I'm going to hit escape. Okay, so now that we have that, I can start drawing this. Okay, so uh, so this is gonna be at least on your second level, right? Um, so this level right here, I'm gonna call this roof, one of my roofs, right? So I'm gonna go in here, go to my properties, and I'm gonna call this I'll do this, the first one, which is going to be the upper roof, right? Actually, what I'll do, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw this whole roof in one, and I'm just going to call this the roof. Okay. Okay, so let me show you something. So roof layer level. Okay, so let me show you how I drew that other one. And there's a million ways to get into Rome, right? Okay, so let me see, 9. Okay, so if you notice here on my roofs, I got a layer here and I got a layer here. And so those are actually two different layers. I'm going to show you how to draw those in one, because the problem here, and there's nothing wrong with doing it this way. The only problem is when you start estimating. Uh, uh, so here, let me name this. Here, I'll do it this way. Go to estimate, and so see right here. This is your lower roof, okay, and then this one here is your uh, the 16-foot roof, 16 feet tall. Okay, so when you would estimate, you would have to click here and click here, and then you can do your estimate. Uh, let's say you had 300 uh, shingles, RFG 300 was 30-year shingles. Then you would click here, and here you would put, S key for square, and then you hit OK. Now in your estimate, you have this part right here. You see, there's that part, and here's this part. Some examiners don't like it that way, so I'm going to show you. And some examiners want it this way, so I'll show you both ways. But for right now, I'm going to show you the fastest and easiest way. So uh, I'm going to close there. I'm not going to save that one because that's the other one that I have. Okay, so here we go. So first, I'm going to draw this part. Okay, so I'm going to hit. Actually, what I'm going to do first is create some guidelines. So I'm going to hit S, and that way I can line up the top part here and this top right here. Because right now, all I'm concerned about is drawing this first area right here. So I'm going to hit F for roof. I'm going to hit space, space. Oh, I hit R. Excuse me. F, space, space, and I believe this is like a 5-pitch roof, if I remember right. I know this neighborhood here. So now, okay, there's that first part. Okay, so you see, and if this was a pitch that was wrong, you see this area here, it wouldn't look right. It would be totally wrong. Okay, now, so we got that part done. So let's come in here and let's go ahead and create this gable. Excuse me, this is a hip, and then here's a gable. So so I'm going to draw a guideline, and I hit S, because you see what you see white is your gutters. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click here. Now I'm going to hit my B for break. I'm going to just click there once, hold my control key, and I should have drawn a guide right there. That's okay. We'll go just like that. You see, there it is, right? Okay, now I want to draw this hip. This, not hip, it's a gable. Here, let me delete these things here. So I will put a snap line right here just to make it easier for me. So I'm going to hit my break tool. I'm going to click from here to here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend it out to the left because it makes it a little bit easier for me, and then I'll snap it back. But for right now, I'm going to hit my control key, move it over to the right. This one is not a hip, it's a gable. So if you click here and you hit GG, because the first time, you see the first time is a gambrel, right? Now that's not what you want. So you hit G again, it turns it into a gable. Or you can use your pull downs. I try to make things real fast and easy for me. But so remember, all you have to do is hit GG and it'll go into your gable. Now that I've selected, I like the way it looks, I can go ahead and snap it back in place. So let me show you what. So I'm going to turn off my underlayment. I'm going to go to this, take it out of outline, and I'm going to hit 3D, and this is what you have. Okay, so now so let me get my underlayment back. This guy here is a 16, inside the house it would be 16 feet, but you have 1 foot in between it, which is 17 feet tall. This guy right here is going to be 8 feet ceiling. Normally it has a 10-inch exterior addition to the wall. But anyway, so this is another hip that has the same pitch as this one, right? The easiest way to do that is if you click here, all you have to do is hit here. Let me put me some guides here, because this is a little bit smaller and different than the bottom one. So I'm going to hit my snap line. I'm going to put a snap line there. Oops, sorry. Let me move it. Just kind of split it right there. Oops, right there. Okay. And then I'll move this guide right here. That way I can just snap to that. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control C, Control V. I'm going to snap to the left, go down here, snap to the right, and then I'm going to go to my outline. That way, you see the center line? That, which is your ridge, that is right against the house. So if I go like this, I just left clicked on that bottom anchor point. Then I want to make sure that this is lined up to the where they meet. So let me go in here. Okay, right there. Nope. Okay. Right there. Okay, so now, so look what you have. So if I go in here and I'm going to turn off the underlay, and then I'm going to hit 3D, turn the off outline off. This is what you have. That's not what you're looking at. Okay, so because remember earlier I did that with 2 different layers on my levels on my roof. Because look, you see the difference between here and here. So it's real simple to fix that. All you do is you go into 3D, okay, and you see that little triangular thing right here. I'm going to click. So it has to turn into those. You'll see here. Let me see if I can enlarge that. Okay, so you'll see like a plus sign with like triangular little pointers at the end of each line. I'm going to left click and I'm going to go down. Okay, and you see that ridge? I want that ridge to stop right there. You see where that other roof is? So I'm going to go right there until it stops right there. Okay, so now if actually it's higher, it's still higher, right? Okay, so I'm gonna click here again, and now I'm gonna enlarge it a little bit so I can get closer to this. So now I'm gonna keep on going down right there. That you see right there? That combined those two together. Okay, so now look. So now you have one continuous um, what do you call this? One continuous facet. Okay, so now if you look at this, so let me move this over to the side. Let me grab this guy here, and there you go. Maybe it'll let me go up to the right a little bit. Not, come on, baby. There you go. There you go. That's as far as it's gonna let me. But now this is what you have, and so that's the roof. That's how easy it is to draw the roof. Now let's go ahead and draw the rest of the house. Let's pretend that this had siding, and you had some siding, or you were doing a flood home. You know, usually on flood you're gonna wash all the perimeter. So um, so I'm gonna show you how easy it is to draw this side. Or that siding. Okay, so I'm going to move this over. Remember, I'm working on uh, a bunch of monitors, so you'll get the idea. Okay, so okay, so the first thing I want to go ahead and do, let me remove all those snap lines. I don't need them no more. So I want to draw um, my what is it called? My perimeter. I'm going to select all of this right here, right? Actually, I don't want this one. So I'm going to select this and this guy right here. Okay. I hope it don't add this to it, but we will see in a minute. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to generate rooms, and we know that is a 17-foot. So you click here, you hit added, and we know it's a 17-foot walls. So you hit OK, and then you hit OK. So let's see what it drew. Perfect. You see, it drew exactly what I wanted. Now, so we're going to call this guy the 17-foot section. Okay, so all that 17 feet. Now, let's go back to the roof and this layer. You know, you always want to rename your layers because it just makes it easier. So I'm just going to call this the 17 feet walls. You can name it whatever you want. This is just for, I usually name it different, but anyway, let's go to roof levels. Now, on this other section, remember, this section is only 8 feet ceiling. So, but I am going to make it, yeah, that's all I'm going to do. Just put 8-foot ceilings. Okay, so I'm going to right click. I'm going to generate rooms, and it already says 8. So you hit OK. Now here's the only thing that it drew all of this. You see right there, it drew all of this right here. So so it called this level 1. I need to name this. Go to properties, and I'll call this the 8-foot level or walls. Okay, so but here's the problem. It created the whole thing, and so I need to kind of, here, let me show you what I got to do. I'm going to go in here, and you see this below, after I want to look at the 17-foot walls. That way I can go in here, grab this. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like. So let's go to 3D and let's show all. Okay, so this is what it looks like. But here's the deal. This guy here extends all the way down there. So if you go inside this rooms, here, I'll tell you what, let's turn off. So watch this. I'm glad that we, okay, so let's say that I wanted to see everything here except the roof, right? If I go into my views, I go into my layers, and I turn off the roof, now look what we have. See? I turned off that layer. Now look at the problem we have. This thing is going inside this other room, and that's not what it is supposed to be doing. This is supposed to be one section. This is supposed to be another section. So let's fix that. I'm going to go back to, let me turn that back, the roofs. Okay, so let's go to 1D again. I'm going to just grab this guy, and it's just going to snap to this layer right there. You see how I snapped to it? And let me enlarge it real big. Yep, it snapped right to it. So now when we have 3D, you show all and turn off your roofs. That's what you want. Perfect, right? And it wouldn't matter because, you know, I'm just doing this for my exterior you know, so that I would clean the outside. But from here, you could even actually start drawing. So let's say that this might have a room here, and then, you know, there might be a room here, and, you know, there might be like a small, you know, let's say this could be the hall. I don't know what the, you know, so this could be bedroom 3, you know, or bedroom 2, whatever, bedroom 2. Okay, and then, you know, down here, you get the idea. You could actually draw it from here. And I do that. I always draw, not always. I sometimes will draw from inside from this outline. But so this is what it looks like. 3D, show all, boom. And then, you know, I have my roof turned off. So now I got my roof back. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about your windows and doors. So when I'm there, I have a drone, and I know sometimes we're not supposed to use those drones, but I do, and, you know, sometimes I don't. But if I can take a real good elevation shot with my camera, I'll do that. But sometimes there's some photos I just can't take properly, and I do use my drone. Nobody tell on me. Some companies allow us, but some of them don't. I got my drone license. So now, so you see this guy right here? So I want to draw this, and all we're going to do is draw the front. That way you get an idea how to import an image and draw it, right? So watch what I'm going to do. Okay. It doesn't matter where I do this. I'm going to do it here for right now. And where I'm going to put it somewhere where it's going to be real hard to get to. And I want to do this to show you some tricks on how to get to that image. So let's go in here. If I went in here and I decided to import that image that you just saw, you know, you would go to options, import, import underlayment, and you would pick that image, right? You hit OK. I would enlarge it so I can get a good feel for it. I did measure You know, normally I'll go in there and measure from here to here. Or if you know, it doesn't matter what measurement you use. All you have to do is use a measurement that you know that is accurate. And everybody knows in 99.9% of the time, your doors are going to be 6 foot 8 inch tall, right? So if I left click, excuse me, right click here, no, that was left click, and I left click here, okay, it's going to ask me enter the length, and we know that's 6 feet 8 inch, and we're going to hit OK, and then we're going to hit OK. Now, right now, this is easy to grab, because you see you need to grab that little red dot there, right? But sometimes this will cover it and you can't get to this, right? So if you have that situation occur, again, all you do is go to your views, go to your layers, and just uh, temporarily turn off that layer. It could be walls, it could be roof, whatever. And then you're able, you see, it's not going to let me select that stuff because it's hidden. It gives you an outline of it, but it doesn't let you select it. Now I could grab this guy to the left, and here, actually, here, Control Z, take that back. This is the one I want. That underlayment stays there. I'm going to move this guy over. Okay, so now this is what I consider a FPO, for position only. That way I can draw my windows, because eventually I'll put those windows and doors right in those areas. So let me show you how I do that. So I brought this in, and all I'm using this for is to get some measurements, okay? Because when you're there, you might have decided, oh, you know what? I got a photograph of it. I know how to bring it in. I know how to get the measurements. I'm not going to draw everything and spend all that time while I'm there drawing, measuring. Okay, so uh, so first of all, I'm going to hit A for area tool, and I'm going to click right here, and the the tallness should be like close to 6'8". Okay, so let me see, 6. Yeah, right there. See, that's the size of that door. You see, and then normally that's an exterior door, and that's usually going to be, let's say, I think they're usually 2'8". The ones in the back or in the garage, sometimes those are 3 feet. But this one looks. It's more like this one for some reason it looks like a 3 foot. Okay, so we'll move it here, right? Okay, so now, so we're gonna go right here, and I'm gonna find one of the doors. You see, I can see the top of the window here. So I'm gonna hit A. I'm gonna click from here to here, and it looks like all of those windows are the same, right? So I'm gonna hit Control C, Control V, put one up here, just for so that I can see a positioning of it. Control V, put another one right here. Control V, put another one here. You're not always gonna have, you know, um, trees in your way. Sometimes you do. I'm gonna hit Control C, Control V. This window here looks like it's a little bit smaller, right? And it's a now you can always hit Shift O so you can see the background. You can see through the background, right? And then now I'm going to go to this area. Since I still have that window loaded into my pasteboard, I'm going to hit Control V, and this window is a little bit smaller, and uh, uh, Control C, Control V, and wait a second. Excuse me. Control C, Control V. Okay, now, and I'll show you why I did all of that. I have to get I got those for my measurement purposes. So let's go ahead and turn off my underlayments. It's underlay. I don't know why I call it underlayment. I use a bunch of programs, so and a bunch of programs that call it underlayment. So Shift U. Let's hide that, right? Then see if I select everything. Look, I can hit Control M. Without selecting it, I can get my measurements, right? But you see right in here, those the names of the area, or sometimes it's the rooms or roof or whatever, they're getting in my way. All I gotta do is hit Shift L, and now I have nothing but my measurements, right? So now, so I'm gonna hit Shift Window S. You see how the color changed on the background? If I left click and just click to the areas that I want, release, this thing comes up, I click on it, and it went to one of my other windows, no big deal. Here it is right here, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this guy and move it to one of my windows. Now, I really don't need this stuff no more, okay? I don't need that because I have, you know, that picture. Oops. And let's turn on the underlayments. I'm going to keep that one for there for right now. I don't need this guy no more. I'll keep it there just so we can go back and forth to it. Okay. So now, there's, you know, I keep on saying there's a lot of ways to do this. The way I like putting my windows is using, I call it 2D, but it's called elevation view. Okay, you see that too there, right? So let's start with the 7-foot wall. Okay, this is what it looks like. So if I hit 2, okay, and I click here, that brings up that window there. Okay, so now what I'm doing on a different monitor, I am viewing this guy. Oops. This guy. Ooh, come on, man. This guy right here. Okay, I have hit this on another screen, and that's why I love using. I mean, sometimes I use like 5 different monitors because I can hook all of them up to one computer. So I'm looking at this, and I'm going to push this to the side, and then I have my measurements on another window. Let me make it as big as I can. So I'm working on the left-hand area. And looking at my screen, I know if I hit W for window, okay, up here on the left-hand corner, this particular window is 3, and I'm not worried about the base height. It's 5, 4. Okay, so looking at that picture, they're approximately right here. Control C, Control V, and it really doesn't matter where you put this because all you have to do is worry about removing that size out of your equation. Okay, so Control C, Control V, and there's the other 2 windows. So let me show you what we've done so far. 3D, show all, boom. Okay, now you see how those windows are you can't see them? I'm glad that happened. So if you go to your roof level, right? You go to 3D. You see that thing right there? All you got to do, you can turn it off on your properties, or a lot of times it's just easier just to go right in here and just, oops, let's go a little bit further. And you can do this off your properties. But I'm just showing you a bunch of different ways. Now let's go to 3D, show all. Now you're going to have those windows. Boom. Okay, now remember we have a door here and we have a window up here. Okay, so Now, that area is this area right here. So if I hit 2, click here, that's the area. And looking at my other monitor, I'm going to hit W for window. I know this one is 2,9, which is 2 feet 9 inches, and the height is 4 feet 8 inches. And then we have a door down here, so I hit D for door, snap it to the bottom. Okay, and that door, I said it was 3, and we know it's 6'8" because that's your standard doors. I mean, some of them are 8, some of them are 9. You know, I do stuff for mentions, but this is what we're looking at right now. So let's hit 1, 3D, show all. That's what it's looking like. Okay, last thing. Let's go to the 8-foot rooms. I'm going to hit 2, click here. Then I'm looking at 4 different monitors. Excuse me, 3 different monitors. So I'm going to hit W for window, and by looking at those, it's approximately right here. Ooh, no, let's go. Yeah, about right here. Okay, and so I am going to change the properties accordingly. 2,9 and 4,10. Enter. It's more, now that I moved that, it's more like right here. Control C, Control V, and those windows are pretty close to each other. Hit 1D, 3D, show all. Boom, guys, that's it. And now when you go to your estimate, you see your roofs. They're different roofs, right? All you have to do, hit 1D, oh, not 1D, Control K for sketch. Okay. So let's go to our roof level. I don't need this no more. Okay. And I don't need this no more. So I can select everything, hit Shift, Control C, they combine everything, go to estimate. Now we have everything in one room. I'm going to double click here, and I'm just going to call this dwelling roof. Now you can estimate that. Okay, so go to 3D again. Well, first of all, K for Control K for sketch. Let's now I don't like to have my annotations here, and I'm going to tell you why. If I hit Shift minus, look what it does. It's because of those annotations. So there's a lot of ways to removing those annotations. I know my commands. So now look, when I hit Shift 0, excuse me, Shift minus, it brings everything right to the center. And then you can hit minus and, 3D. So show all. Well, you know what? I was going to make this into a 2-part video, but I don't think I had to, because I did explain everything. And everything I showed you is in my other videos. So I mean, I know I went through this real fast, but guys, everything you saw here, I have it in other videos. So if you like this video, man, please subscribe to me, because there's a lot of valuable stuff I show y'all. Now, normally I train people, I charge $2,000 for 10 days. So basically, I only charge y'all $25 an hour. I make a lot more in the field, but I just love doing this. Now, you're getting all this training for free, so you really don't have to pay me $2,000, which is $200 a day, $25 an hour. You can do it all just by subscribing to me. That way you don't miss out on anything. And hopefully you'll put a like on this post. I would appreciate that. Thank you for watching my videos. And, I have got, oh man, I got 100 and probably 20 videos. Let me see. Yeah, at least 120 videos that show a lot of stuff. This is the basic stuff. I show I show more, a lot more than this. Guys, please subscribe to me. Unfortunately, I cannot uh, answer all the emails or all the Facebook because I literally every 10 seconds I get somebody asking me a question or asking me to become a friend, and I become friends to everybody. That way y'all can follow me. But I wish I could answer all of y'all. Unfortunately, it's way too many emails. Again, I cannot overemphasize how much I appreciate the comments that y'all give me, and I hope y'all learning from this. Uh, I have a lot of people that I'm a mentor, and matter of fact, some of my mentees I learned from my mentees. I learned from people that just started. I got some videos out there, and because when I'm training somebody, I'll see something that they might have made it by mistake, and I'm like, wow, okay, cool, man. I'm gonna start doing that. Again, guys, thank you a lot. I appreciate all of y'all, and I will see you on the next video.